Okay, so welcome to biology. I am Mrs. V. If you're watching this, sorry you missed our first day, or if you're watching it again. But I am Mrs. Van Volkenberg. Most students will call me Mrs. V, which is perfectly fine. So this is day 1. This is what we will be doing. The first thing we're going to do is add the classroom in Google. If you are not in class and you need the classroom code, please make sure you email me, or you can check your email and your parents' email. I will be sending out those classroom codes 2 emails before school begins. Then what I want you to do is go ahead and add that classroom in Google. And then you're going to go to the first in the stream, and it's going to say Zoom ID and password assignment in the classwork, and you're going to save that attachment to your drive. And those are going to be our meeting IDs and the password for each of the meetings. There's going to be a different meeting ID, one for 3 different ones, one for each day that we meet. That's going to be recurring. It's going to be the same even if we go all the way through the end of the year. This will stay. Okay. The next thing you're going to look for find the syllabus assignment. And this has a signature sheet that I need you to turn in to that assignment. It will also have a place for your parent, and it's okay if you go ahead and type it, or if you want to add a digital signature, whatever works, but go ahead and turn that in. You're also going to get on that sheet where you got your Zoom ID, you're going to get a remind class code, and I would like you to go ahead and join that. You're going to have that remind class. I'm going to send out texts periodically to remind you of things, especially with this distance learning. I think this is really going to help, and parents can join too. So you can share that with your parents and they can get those texts on their phone as well. The nice thing too is if you ever need to send me a very, very important message where I may not get it on email to the next day, you can go ahead and send that in Remind, and it will actually text my phone. A little bit about me. So this is an old picture. These are my 4 kids. This is my daughter Josie. She's 15 now. She's a little younger here. I probably need to replace this. She is a sophomore at Clovis High. I have Jace over here. He is 12. And he is in 6th grade at Cedarwood. And I have my other son, Jasper. He is 8, and he'll be in 3rd grade at Cedarwood. And this is my littlest one right here. This is Juliet, and she is in 1st grade at Cedarwood. You'll probably hear me talk about them, or you might even see them pop in, as on Tuesdays and Thursdays they will be in my classroom doing their own classrooms. So these are my kids. And a little bit about me. I actually graduated from Kerman High School. In high school, I played volleyball and I swam. And my mom was actually my math teacher in 7th and 8th grade. And I grew up actually on a ranch where we we grew raisins and we raised sheep. And I was at the Fresno Fair every year. My daughter actually does this now. I went to college at UC Davis. I got my animal science degree, and I have actually a minor in political science. After I left there and I got my teaching credential in ag, I taught FFA for a little while. Then I moved with my husband to the Bay Area, and that's when I got in and I started working in genetic research to determine the function of genes. And I also worked with Down syndrome research at Stanford for a while. I have actually lived in California and Ohio, and we lived in Ohio for 5 years, and my first 2 oldest children are actually born in Cincinnati, Ohio. A few things that you're going to need here online. My whole goal online is that you guys will not need pencils or paper, anything. Everything's going to be turned in, even your notebooks, digitally. And so the few things you will need is you will need a scientific calculator. You're going to need a computer and internet access, and definitely a quiet place that you can listen to our Zooms or be there to ask me any questions. You are going to get a textbook. There is a law in the state of California. You must check out a textbook. So you will be coming and checking out a chemistry textbook. Just put it somewhere safe where at the end of the year we can put You can turn it in, and also we're going to have that just in case we need it. Okay. There will be materials suggested if we return to in-person classes, and we'll deal with that if that does come about, is before we head into our in-person classes. During one of our Zooms before we get there, I will kind of let you know what I recommend that you guys have when you come to class. Okay. The biology syllabus. You're going to go into classroom, and the classwork tab opens syllabus and the signature sheet. Make sure you turn that in. That is actually going to be due this Thursday by 3 p.m. And you need to share this with your parents. There's going to be definitely some signatures where they're going to have to sign that. You can watch some movies we watch in biology. Hopefully we'll be able to do those even if we're on the computer. Okay, you can use a PDF editor to do this, or I did actually make a Google document where you can do it as well. Like I said, signature sheet is due at the end of the week, and this will be one of your first assignment grades. So make sure you get it in on Thursday. As for grading, 60% of your grade is going to be from our unit tests / quizzes. 20% will be from our final exam. 15% will be homework and classwork. And 6% would be participation in citizenship, and we'll go over that last part. Okay, so homework, it's going to be assigned on a regular basis. Okay, where either if it's not every time we meet, it will be every other time, but it'll be on a consistent basis. It will be due the next time we meet. Okay. Some homework assignments will be to finish assignments that were started in class. So sometimes I'll have you guys start assignments in class with me. That will be what we're doing that day. If you haven't finished it, then you need to go ahead and finish it. I have set up in Google Classroom. If it is something that is during class and I expected you to turn it in during class, it will actually be due at 3 p.m. that day. If it is a homework assignment that I gave you, then the day it is due, it'll be due at 1 p.m., which is before our class. You will be turning in assignments. I'll show you guys how to do this. I will be stamping them digitally and then returning them back to you to correct them. And as we do a few more, you guys will kind of understand. Late or missing homework will result in half credit. So if it's a late homework assignment, and of course we'll have a couple weeks, we'll really get used to this, it's going to be worth half credit. You do have one makeup day per absent day, just like in regular school. And like I said, you will receive a stamp on your homework if you complete it as homework. That means all of it, and it means that it makes sense. I do look and scan all of it. And that will be 5 points of it, because each homework assignments were 10. The other 5 in class, we will actually correct it, and I expect you to go ahead and make corrections. If you do not make all the corrections, you will not get those 5 points. Okay, and I mean all corrections. Okay, and if you miss some, if maybe you got kicked off the Zoom or whatever, please come back, let me know. Private message me, whatever you want to do, and I will make sure you get those. And it says all mistakes. So you will get 5 points if you completed his homework, and then you will get 5 more points if you make all the corrections, because you will turn it in. I will stamp it, and you'll see how this works. I will return it back to you. You will make all your corrections, and then you're actually going to turn it back in, and then I will grade it. Okay, and you'll see how this will work. Some things that I need you guys to understand as we're doing this digital classroom. You will log on to Zoom class on time or early. Okay, I do have a waiting room. If I am on there, I will let you in early. Stay logged into the Zoom for the entire period. So I expect you to stay into the Zoom for the entire period unless I have excused you. And that will be on a person basis on some days, maybe where we're catching up. You're going to turn in work on time. I expect you to actively participate in Zoom labs and group discussions. We may do some breakout rooms. I expect you to participate. I will be doing some videos of some labs for you guys to participate in. Another part that I will judge this on is if I give you an assignment that is due that day and you actually finish it. That can also be counted as your participation points, okay? I expect you to be respectful and follow all school rules, just like you're sitting in class. I expect that your video should be on during the entire class. If this is an issue, I want you to contact me. I will have there are some virtual backgrounds you can use, and you can completely use those. Those will be perfectly fine to use. I will give you some. If there's another one you would like to use, then please speak with me and I can look at it and see if you may use it, okay? I also expect you to stay muted while I am speaking, okay? And we'll learn how to do this, but I expect you to raise your hand in Zoom just like you're in class if you have a question. You can also send me a private message as well, okay? There is on the classwork also a digital agreement that I need you to go through with your parents and make sure that you do the digital signing of it and submit that to Classroom. It basically goes over more in detail of what I expect in the digital classroom and what I expect of you and what I am promising to give you guys, because there are things too. I also do plan on updating grades very regularly, okay? So please read it, and then by turning in the assignment, you're agreeing to expectations, and this is going to be your homework tonight, is to go on there and do that with your parents, okay? Exams. All exams, of course, will be open book, open note, so it's a good idea to get that notebook done. You will have limited time to take the exam. So I will open it up. You will have a certain amount of time to take that exam, and then it will shut back down. Okay, so you will not have unlimited time. And we are looking at a couple different structures on how to do our first exam. We're about 2 weeks. We're about 2 weeks out still from our first exam. So we're not going to worry about this too much, but I will go over and explain it a little bit more as we make those decisions. It says do not cheat. That means in the classroom or on digital. We are not making this hard. You can have open book, open note. So there's really no reason. And a lot of times we can catch you because if you even copy homework and it's exact, if you work together, that's fine. But if you're answering, please do not copy and paste, because if I see 2 of them that are exactly the same, I'm going to catch it and you're going to get a 0. Okay? So let me help you. If you need help outside of class time, I know we're in here a little bit, but you can always private message me. Please email me, and I am more than willing to set up a private Zoom when I can. You can email me with any questions. You can send me a message on Remind. You can go on to Google Classroom and send me a message. However you guys want to do that, please just let me know. I'm here to help you guys. I know I'm not physically there with you, but we can figure it out. Okay. I also have a website here, and you do have a link to all this, and this is on the sheet that has all your Zoom ideas. And well, this website, it's going to have a bunch of different things. It's going to have your notebook. It's going to have video lectures. I will have all of my lectures videoed and slides videoed, so you guys can go back and do it. It's going to have a running thing of what I have put on Remind if you want to use it that way, and it's going to have a calendar. So this is accessible not to only you, but it's also accessible to your parents. So they can get on and they can say, oh, here's the calendar. This is what you're supposed to do today. Oh, yes, there is your homework, okay? And we'll look at a little bit more tomorrow, okay? Okay, so if you have any questions for me, please let me know. Please get a hold of me. I'm here to help you, any of you, even your parents. I know this is all new to us, so I am really hoping that you guys are going to be really good at asking me questions. So I look forward to this year. Even though I'll see you on a little screen, I will still get to know you. All right, bye.